What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Urban Platform Speaks. Make sure to like and subscribe to the channel as you tune in and check out the content. And with that being said, man, I just came across a post, right? And this post, I don't know how old it is, but this was John Salley. Well, the first post I saw was John Salley talking about Len Bias, right? And how good, really good Len Bias was. And if you are not, you probably, in order to remember Len Bias, you probably would have to be right now. You'll probably have to be at least in your mid 50s, right? I think they said Len Bias, if he had to live, would be like 62 years old now, right? But I remember watching Len Bias play in college. He was in college with John Salley. John Salley was at Georgia Tech. Len Bias was at Maryland. Michael Jordan was at North Carolina, as everybody know, and Len Bias was a bad man for real. Just 6'8", like they had him listed at 6'8", 195, right? And that might be true. Like 6'8", 195, like a 36 to 40-inch vertical jump out the gym. jump higher than Mike, right? Plus he was taller than Mike, and he was very efficient. Like he didn't dribble, one or two dribbles, maybe one dribble left or two dribbles left, pull up, two dribbles right, pull up, because he always stayed within, like, the way he moved on the court, he was always like within striking distance. Sometimes he didn't even have to dribble the ball. He'd just get the ball and shoot. Like I said, with a 36-inch vertical and he's 6'8", nobody was blocking the shot, right? And so this guy Massenberg, I think Tony, the one who I'm getting ready to play this video, Tony Massenberg, because you gotta see Len Bias, man, in order to appreciate him. I hope I don't get flagged for this though, but I think this was Tony Massenberg telling about how good Len Bias was. He saw Len Bias play against John Salley. Remember, John Salley played at Georgia Tech. John Salley was 7 feet tall. And back in 85, John Salley was like almost like a Kevin Garnett type. Just his lateral movement and how long he was crazy. It made it hard for you to score on him. They used to call John Salley Spider, right? Because I mean, he just was everywhere. So I'm gonna play this video of Tony Massenberg. Tony Massenberg did play at Maryland too, but he played after like a few years after Len Bias passed. Then Tony Massenberg came to Maryland and had a decent career at Maryland, right? But man, watch this guy Len Bias, man. This guy was mean. What, for real?
6'8", 220-pound sophomore who has a feathery jump shot and is built like Arnold Schwarzenegger. And you hadn't seen this combination. Like, okay, this looks like a super strong dude who can jump out the gym. Body is literally, man, cut out of stone, bro. And I'm looking at this dude like, damn, man, this dude is hitting the weights hard, right? And I'm looking at him and I'm like, damn, he's getting his elbow over the rim, like he's dunking on everybody. And then when he's dunking on them, he giving them this jump.
Quick story, right? Man, Len Bias, man, this dude, like I said, I remember him playing against North Carolina one game, and this was it Brad Daugherty? Yeah, Brad Daugherty was there. Brad Daugherty, and they had another guy, another 7-footer, man. And this dude, Len Bias, Maryland Terps had scored, and so North Carolina was taking the ball out. Len Bias stole the ball, turned around backwards, and just dunked on both of those guys in their face backwards, man. That just was a crazy play, man. Len Bias was a beast, for real, at 6'8".
Hook, where he's jumping 36, 37 inches off the floor. He's shooting it over 7-footers like they can't get it because he's elevating over them. They can't block his shot because he's 36 inches up off the floor, shooting a textbook perfect jump shot as a 6'8" dude.
And his jumper was so pretty. Like the guy said, like Massenberg said, Len Bias' jump shot was just so pretty. He'll elevate. He already 36 inches off the ground. Then he put a high arc on it. It was just crazy. It was crazy. No, like you don't see guys in the NBA. You don't see nobody in the NBA who even come close to playing like that. This guy right here, Len Bias would have been a big problem in the NBA. You know, had he lived.
In 1985, jumped like Michael Jordan. He was cat quick like Michael Jordan, but he was 6'8". He had a vertical like MJ, but he was 6'8". I watched John Salley, who was the most agile 7-footer I'd ever seen in the ACC. He was the first dude that I saw with real quickness as a 7-footer. And I was like, okay, I'm getting my popcorn ready for this because I know this dude is gonna be a tough match for Lenny right here because this dude is quick and he's 7 feet tall and he covers a lot of ground in a short amount of time. Long, super long. That's why he got the nickname Spider Salley. That name came in at Georgia Tech, Spider, because it looked like he had
that team that John Salley played on at Georgia Tech, right? Georgia Tech had that was a main team. John Salley, Mark Price. Bruce Dalrymple. I think Bruce Dalrymple was there, and they had another guy, Yvonne Joseph. This guy was like, man, that's good. The ACC was loaded back then. They was loaded.
Arms everywhere. Wow. I watched Len Bias shoot over top of John Salley.
That was about 2 dribbles
in that game against Georgia Tech.
No dribbles, right? No, he's not even dribbling.
Easy.
Effortlessly. He would
he going up on a 7-footer
and rise.
2 dribbles, pull up, boom.
Block his shot. Sal ended up being one of my teammates in Toronto. And we talked about Len Bias. And he said to me, the one guy I had no answer for. He's like, not only did I not have an answer
one dribble and up against somebody like John Salley, 7 feet.
So bad that he didn't live long enough to play in the pros. Wow. He's like, because I'm still telling people how good he is. Like, and they're saying, like, you know, oh man, you just saying that. And he's like, no, I'm not just saying.
Len Bias was crazy. It was crazy how good Len Bias was. Man, I think Len Bias, man, he was going to Boston too. Remember, and so Len Bias was born in I think it was what part of Maryland was he born in? PG County, Prince George's, Maryland. Len Bias was out of Prince George's, Maryland. He was going to be at Boston. Then you had Reggie Lewis was at Boston, out of Baltimore, Maryland. Reggie Lewis always played he always played Michael Jordan tough, like one of the best defenders against Michael Jordan. And Reggie Lewis was very efficient in his movements. Again, he was just like he wasn't as athletic, nowhere near as athletic as Len Bias. But Reggie Lewis didn't do a whole lot of dribbling. He catch the ball, get to his spot, 1 or 2 dribbles. That's how basketball was played. These guys was just so efficient. Len Bias was so efficient. If you watch film on Len Bias, you never see him dribble unless he was going the length of the court, which he didn't do a lot. He never dribbled no more than 2 times. He'll dribble the ball, he'll catch the ball and shoot, elevate and shoot, or even he'll see a spot, an open spot, boom, get there, elevate, and it was over with. You can't defend that. That just was crazy. I don't see, like I said, I haven't seen anybody come to the NBA and play like that. I remember Antonio McDyess. He had a really good game where he elevated and he shot the ball right, but he wasn't efficient as Len Bias. And I think that in order to challenge Michael Jordan, you had to be very efficient. You can't, no wasted movement, no unnecessary dribbling, and that's what Len Bias was. He was no wasted movement, no unnecessary dribbling. Catch the ball, shoot, maybe dribble twice and shoot, and that was it. That was it. And you wasn't blocking the shot. And it wasn't no fadeaway. He could play with his back to the basket because he catch the ball, turn around and shoot. That was it. And he elevate. Not only did he elevate, but like I said earlier, this guy put a high arc on the shot. And once he put that high arc on the shot, you wasn't gonna catch it. Go back and watch Len Bias, man. This dude, Len Bias, played against I'm trying to think. Was he there when Ralph Sampson, man? I no, I don't think so. Ralph Sampson, but that was Buck Williams. Buck Williams was there. Buck Williams was like 6'8" and gave Ralph Sampson all that work. But man, Maryland back in the day had some talent. But this guy, Len Bias, was just like nothing. Nobody before him or nobody after him could touch Len Bias at Maryland, man. This guy would have been, and I agree with Massenberg. I hate that Len Bias didn't make it. God damn, this dude was something else. So yeah, originally John Salley had made a post about Len Bias, but you know, I couldn't find that. So this was the guy Massenberg, but Len Bias, man, he would have gave Mike a run for his money, and that is like that's no exaggeration. He would have gave Michael Jordan a run for his money. The Celtics had Len Bias and Reggie Lewis been able to play in Boston, they would have won. They would have won a whole lot of. They would have won some rings together. I know they would, man. Coming right after Larry Bird. Let me see, because Reggie Lewis played with Larry Bird and Kevin McHale and all those guys for a little while under their tutelage. You know what I mean? And so Len Bias would have been right there with them. Boston would have been mean for some years to come. So that's my take on it, man. Y'all do some research on Len Bias, man, and watch this guy, man. He was mean. That's my take on it. Y'all make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Also, don't forget to leave a comment, and I'll check you all out in the next video. Peace.